Hello, my beautiful Voidian Children, and welcome back to our life. Yes, I'm still rocking the pigtails and the freaking shaggy shirt, because I pre-record these things. And also, when I don't go out, I don't change my clothes for a while. Why waste laundry soap on washing clothes when you're not going anywhere? A lot of people like to feel clean, but my point, I forgot my point, but my point was I pre-record these videos before posting them. Yeah. Back to trying to read this out. These pigtails are distracting. Jesus Christ. Good God, y'all. Worm. My sister gave me a green one, and it got dirty, so she's like, here, have this one, because the other one's dirty, and I'm like, you replace items when they get dirty? You don't just clean them? Like, this is a very cleanable with water item. Isn't it cool though? Look at it. If y'all couldn't tell, I have ADHD. Which is what makes my videos so random and out of character. You tried to catch Ko's eye as he walked towards you. Oh my god, there I go, forgetting to breathe again. Talk so much I forget to breathe. Shut the fuck up. But his great gaze was firmly fixed to the sidewalk. When he finally crossed the road looking up, he gave you a pitiful look. After the way he had acted last night, you knew he must be feeling pretty mixed up about this. You tried to wordlessly express that you understood. Cove and I are heading out into town and grab something to eat while the snore is at work. Don't talk about Cliff with your kid right there, are you retarded? Because with their relationship, I think that they got into a relationship, rushed it a bit. Cliff got her pregnant with Cove, and then they decided to get married, and they were so young that it just didn't work out too well, but they tried to make it work for Cove, but eventually couldn't make work. That's why you don't get girls pregnant. Use protection, y'all. Or better yet, wait till you find the one you love the most, then get married, then have sex with him, and then if you want a child, don't use protection. That's how life works. Well, let's face it, some of y'all don't want to wait till that long. I don't want to get married at all. Kira beamed at Cove and ruffled his hair, which seemed to upset him more. You assumed the snore she was talking about was Mr. Holden. Yeah, and she shouldn't be talking like that about him in front of her kid, no matter how you feel about the man. But still, his dad. Hey, you should come with us, Ryan. I'd love to get to know you better. Yeah, you should come. Cove probably wants you to come because it would be so much less awkward if it wasn't just him and his mom. Like, oh my god. There was a pleading in his tone that you couldn't miss. Of course we'll run into your parents first, responsibility and all that. I give you an excuse. It'll give me an excuse to meet them, which I need to do it at some point. It's important to be neighborly if I'm going to be roosting on the street for the time being. Any woozies, let's go. You're gonna meet the parents of the future child-in-law. I'm not even. Kira walked ahead towards your house, and you hung back with Cove, who crinkled his nose as he watched her. I'm sorry about her, but I really do want you to come. I don't want it to be just the two of us. Not right now. You leaned in closer and whispered while checking around for anyone who might hear. What happened? Did your dad know you were gone? Cove shook his head and sighed heavily. Dad was focused on Mom showing up, so focused on Mom showing up that he didn't even notice. I thought when I heard them on the phone last night that it was something they were planning for the future. This morning, Dad said it was supposed to be a surprise, and I guess I was surprised. She's gonna be here all summer. It's like, oh shit. Oh, you were surprised to hear that too. Cove sighed again, even heavier. I'll go with you if you really want me to. He smiled, his shoulders relaxing a little in relief. Thanks, that'd be cool. The two of you headed over to where Cove's mom had just knocked on your front door and stood behind her. Mom answered the door after a minute, her eyebrows lifting in surprise as the group she found in front of her. She's like, hey, yo, what y'all doing? What the dog doing? You realized that, like you, she had no idea that it was Cove's mom who was hanging with you. She's like, who the fuck is this? Who is knocking on my door, man? However, after blinking at the woman a couple times and looking between her and Cove, the realization struck on her. Hello there, I'm Pamela. I still don't know how to pronounce her name, so we're just gonna call her Pam, y'all. And y'all gonna deal with it. I don't know how to pronounce either of their names. It's like, hello there, I'm Pam. I see you've met my kid, Ryan, and I'm guessing you already know Cove for a while. Kira laughed, and you and Cove exchanged looks at their parents' weird sense of humor. I'm Kira Price, Cove's mom. It's nice to meet you. A head of purple hair caught her eye as Ma popped her head behind Mom, squeezing herself in beside her. We have company. I was wondering what all the commotion was. She grinned excitedly at Kira. The two of them introduced themselves and shook hands. Y'all, I'm the kind of person, don't ask me how I get on this topic, that reads fanfictions on Wattpad because sometimes they're funny. Half the time they're just so cringe that I have to stop reading them, but half the time they're funny. Like in a way that's ha ha ha, this is so bad, what the fuck kind of way. And I was reading a Security Breaks Five Nights at Freddy's fanfiction earlier between Sun and Moon in the Reader, which isn't surprising because people be simming over them so badly. And it had no plot. It went by so fast, and this is expected for Wattpad. But then they had to get the V and the V in the mix. You know, the alcoholic, the no drink. I'm sorry, the what I joke about all the time, which I can probably just say now. The vodka, you know, involved with the other V, which is the V that I'm not gonna say. You know, what do they call it? The blue pill. And I was like, what is this? What is the plot? What is the plot behind this specific thing? Like, so I don't even know how to explain how bad it was. In fact, if I could blur out the words, I would show you how it's written without actually showing you what the words are, because I'd rather not be demonetized. Like, for real, bruh. Apparently the robots have... Anyway, I didn't finish it. I paused halfway through the SMUT chapter, and I was like, I'm done with this. This is bad. This is cringe. I'm leaving. Seriously, why does my mouth like to do this, bro? Fuck up everything. Like, I can read out loud by myself and be perfectly fine. But when it comes to making videos or being around other people, my ass stumbles over my words and I don't even know. That might have to do with a little bit of the social anxiety or the anxiety that I have. Or maybe, I don't know. I'm a little fucked up here, but you should already know that if any of you actually watch me, which you probably don't. Hi, Ryan, Cove. Cove smiled at Ma shyly as she gestured a hand towards the living room. There's no use in hanging around in the doorway. Why don't you come in? I'd love to, but I promised to take my son out to eat. And I wouldn't want to hold you up with a surprise visit. Cove grimaced and held back a groan. He likely took offense at how she didn't want to put them out with a surprise visit, but not him, apparently. I understand. You're welcome to stop by any time. I'll take you up on that offer when I can. Count on it. Would you mind too much if Wyan went with Cove and I? My treat. We won't be driving, just a quick walk down the road. Sure, that sounds fun. Nice. It must say fun. I hope you all have fun. You gave your moms a look, and they smiled at you fondly. You were happy they were letting you go. You were annoyed they agreed just like that. Well, yeah, of course, it's Cove's. Yo, I'm so mad at my dog for doing this. This fucking... Look at this shit. Anyway, it fits so annoyingly on my face now. I need to go to the eye doctor, but we don't have a car. You could tell that Cove really needed the support, and you were ready to be there for him. Marvelous. Expect us back in an hour or two. We look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Your parents waved goodbye, and the three of you walked back up onto the street. They were the sound of the front door closing behind you. There's me forgetting to breathe again. I'm pretty positive I saw some restaurants when I was in the taxi, not too far from here. Yeah, it's a tourist town, isn't it? There's a lot of them around. Geez, Cove. Kira put her hands to her hips and smiled at her son. Well, you sound like the area expert. Do you have any recommendations for a place nearby? Not really. Kira pouted at him a little and turned to you instead. How about you, Ian? Want to point me to the right direction? You shrugged. Not really. Sure, I have a couple of favorites. Just... You'd been to a lot of places in town, and there were a couple that stood out from all the rest. There's a Chinese restaurant that me and my family go to all the time. It's my mom's favorite. There's also a tropical themed place that tries to be sort of fancy. Both sound like a great treat. I'll leave it to you to pick for us, since Cove is going through a phase over there. Shut the fuck up. He huffed at her and turned his face away. Because y'all did this shit without condoning him or anything. Like, did y'all really think this was a good idea? He was going through a phase. Shut the fuck up. Hey, yo, man. Well, she's the guest. I've already tried both. You should be the one who chooses. You're so polite. Alright, let's set up the fancy tropical place. I'm intrigued. 2 reasons why I did that. She's the guest, so, why not let her decide? And 2, I'm not good with decisions, bruh. Don't put the decisions on me. Will you show us the way? You nodded, taking the lead of your little group as Cove and his mom followed behind you. Together, the 3 of you left the neighborhood behind. Well, this is the area you're at with, I forgot the names. Y'all know who I'm talking about, though, if y'all watched it before when I was playing as Kato. The walk was about 15 minutes, and along the way, Kira asked a lot of questions about the area. Gove was quiet most of the time, so you ended up having to answer her instead. Kira explained that she lived in a large city, and she loved how peaceful and relaxing everything seemed in Sunset Bird. Don't you plan on moving in? Like, the fuck was that? The restaurant was busy as usual, but luckily you had showed up you were shown right to a small table. Good God, I can't speak. Kira lowered herself into the chair while Cove picked up. Fucking stupid ass glasses, y'all. I think I got it. I need new glasses. Kira lowered herself into the chair while Clove picked the one diagonal to her, not facing her, or to the side. Which side? It was awkward. I'm gonna beat my dog. Again. Not really, but like, fucking this. Let's see, to start with, what would you all like to drink? I'll get orange soda. Noted. Wine? Could we not order for ourselves? Do we go the regular route, the boring route, say just water? Do we go the regular, normal, I wouldn't say soda. Do we go a little bit odd route and say milk? Do we go around with juice? Which isn't as odd, but it's a little bit different. Or do we go with the route where they're gonna look at you once you're too young for coffee route? Like, Jesus Christ, y'all. I'm sitting here battling with my fucking glasses because of this brat. Dang. I'm gonna go with just water. Lemon or anything? There's sugar on the table. No. Sure. Kira placed the order for your drinks, getting a bit black hot coffee for herself. And it didn't take long before they were brought out to the table and set in front of you. You took a long sip of your drink, and as you looked around the restaurant, your small group checked over the menus, deciding what to order. Last time you came here, the dish you ordered was amazing. You wanted to order something different this time. Karen Cove didn't need any encouragement for this. They were totally focused on the information in front of them. Beginning to breathe, man. Soon the meals, too, were ordered and the menus were taken away. You glanced. I'm so glad we didn't have to make a choice for that. You glanced at the table surface, waiting for to figure out what to say. Cove awkwardly sunk back further into his seat and crossed his arms. Oh my god. I'm struggling. We've barely gotten through this chapter. It was just me mostly struggling to read basic English. While blatantly avoiding eye contact. The side wall must be really interesting to him right now. His sour feelings today were unignored. Instead of asking more open questions he'd brush off, Kira had mercy on her son and instead put her focus towards you. So, Ian, what's a few things you're into? There's gotta be something you do for fun, especially now that you're not buried in school assignments. Let's see. Let's say I like to read fictional novels. Me too. Nothing beats curling up with a good book. And manga. I haven't heard of that style, but I'm sure it's very good. Because a lot of people read manga. And comic books, probably. Or just like Co's daddy back in the day. Shut the fuck up. And it's like art, just drawing, just simple little doodles. Go to the beach, say build sandcastles, and look for seashells, of course, because that's oh yes, I'm sure it's an incredible collection. Yes, we have a collection. I forgot about that. We gotta and walk on the shore. It's a nice way to relax. I hope to be able to spend more time on the shore while I'm here myself. We're just putting random shit really into Cove. I forgot that was an option. Did I save and say that to see what would happen? We don't want to embarrass Cove, obviously, but I am curious. I hang out with people. I like music. I'm gonna go with what Joey plays, since he's my baby boy. We don't have one at home, but I only get to practice when I go to lessons, though. And I write things. A fellow writer, writing is a great form of expression, don't you think? Kira sighed wistfully, her eyes going soft. Is anybody into sports anymore? Okay, I don't think I'm gonna add anything else. But I want to see what happens. We're not gonna actually go through with it because I don't want to actually embarrass Cope because he's already tensed enough. But I'm gonna go back. This is one time I've been reluctantly not wanting to click it because I feel like there would be secondhand embarrassment. Okay, y'all. I didn't even Cove said what? Kira let out a sudden laugh and Cove gasped beside you. It was a dramatic enough inhale that he almost choked on the soda. We killed this man. We're gonna get arrested for manslaughter. He died. Oh my god. Oh my god. We killed this man. I'm sorry. I'm dying. I'm gonna keep going forward because I want to see what happens. But we're still gonna go back because we still don't want to embarrass Cove. He let us shrug at the reaction, which is true for him to the question. Why? And he's like, why did you say that? Because I wanted to see the reaction. Cove whispered at you disapprovingly, obscuring part of his face with his hand, but Kira only waved him off and encouraging you to go on. Y'all, I can't. He's like, shut up, please. You know what? This route kind of goes with the bold personality of Voidian. I said I didn't want to embarrass Cope and I'd probably go back, but I think I was lying at this point. This is amazing. We spend time together when we can. I like it. Well, we have something in common. Kira smiled at Cove, who didn't look too impressed by either of you at the moment. Oh no, he's mad at us. He's mad at us. He's probably gonna stay mad at us if I don't go back. My mind is ripped between going forward with this route or going back and not saying it at all. He's mad at us. Thanks, I'm happy to learn more about you. There's so much I hadn't heard. Cove leaves the details out. So exactly what did Cove say about me? Kira laughed, holding a hand in front of her mouth. I can't tell you that. It didn't come all the way to embarrass my son too much. Kids are delicate at this age. Yeah, I think we fucked him up a little bit. I think we should go back. Okay, y'all, as funny as that route was, I had decided initially, just because Cove was pretty upset at us for embarrassing him like that, we're not going to say anything else. I'm sorry, Cove. I'm sorry I put you through that. She laughed again, and he glanced at Cove to see his reaction. He cringed, looking very much like he'd rather be anywhere but here. Hoping it would clear some of the tension in the air, you decided to ask Kira a few questions of your own. Cove hadn't told you much about her. You were curious to know more about this woman who had such a big part of his life. What exactly do you do for work? I'm a travel writer for magazines and things. I keep people in the loop on what's worth seeing. It's good work. Wow. The last two seem a little bit too into their business. I'm gonna do the first one. Spend time with my little boy, of course, and traveling. A real shock, huh? Where do you live normally? Are you in a relationship? Nevada. Have you ever been there? Shook her head. It's a peaceful place. Check it out if you can. I'm not asking any other questions. No, no, no. Because we can piece together why they got a divorce, but you wouldn't ask those questions to her even if Cope wasn't there. Like, it didn't seem to bother her that the conversation dropped off. Cove sipped his soda angrily, slurping up the remaining drink of his furrowed brows, and he looked ready to run straight out of the restaurant. Hey, yo, bro, chill. We just talking. You weren't sure if you coming along had ended up making the lunch better or worse. You made a silly face at him. You smiled at him. You gave him a sympathetic look. You flicked his strong grip at him. You left him alone. See, with my family, what we did, we'd tear the top of the fucking straw wrapper off and kind of pull it out slightly, and then blow into it, and just have the trash like projectile shoot at the person's face. Smack them. Like, y'all ever do that shit? And then there's the disappointment of the end of it breaking open before it can actually hit the other person in the face, so it doesn't actually come off the straw. And then you try desperately to wrap up the end so that you can do it anyways, but most of the time it doesn't work, and you're just like, damn it. Then just go smile at him. Cove eventually noticed you watching him. It was subtle, but you swore you could see a hint of a smile tilting the corner of his lips. You two seem really cute together. The mom. Every mom does this. In fact, I have a friend named Willie who I'm pretty close friends with. As I was saying, I got distracted by something. He's never had a female friend, so when his mom heard that he had a female friend, he'd never had the teasing of a mother who was like, oh, you're friends with somebody of the opposite sex? You know? He's never had that happen to him before. So he flat out got embarrassed because he wasn't used to it. And he told me about that. And I was like, yeah, moms do that when you're friends with the opposite sex. You'll get used to it. You will get used to it. I know this because I was mostly friends with guys. Non-stop teasing from my siblings and my mom. When you have siblings, it's worse because the siblings will get on that shit too. Like, oh, you have a guy friend? Yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't even know. Cove covered his face with his hands and leaned back in his seat. Mom, why would you say that? You felt bothered too. You blushed. Thanks, we are cute. You just laughed. Honestly, I'm gonna go with the you just laughed often option, but I gotta do it. Barry, your meals. He didn't want. There was no reaction. That was disappointing. Why? Let me hit the load button. Damn it. That was not as appealing as I wanted it to be. We've got some funny reactions from this game, but that was definitely unexpected. There didn't seem to be any other way you could react. Your meals were delivered shortly after that, and everything was so delicious, even Cove enjoyed his food. Alright, now that we're all full and content, can you explain, please, why you've had a bug up your butt all day? Shut the fuck up. Because y'all just pushed this on him without talking to him about it first. Duh. Like, are you fucking retarded? So retarded that you can't read your own kid's emotions? He didn't want this pushed onto him so suddenly. You didn't have to give this man time to mentally prepare. You didn't ask him what he felt. You didn't ask him anything. Like, why do parents do that? Like, they just like, what's up your butt? Like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. Cove's face instantly returned to its scrunched form. Seriously, baby, what did Mom do to make you this mad? I haven't even been around a full day yet. He gripped the edge of the table, refusing to make eye contact. The words he spoke were barely audible over the din at the restaurant. You could have told me. She leaned back to not miss anything else. Leaned forward to not miss anything else. Eyebrows raised. Told you what? He seemed... His parents are fucking retarded, I swear to God. He finally seemed to find his voice and spoke the thoughts that had been on his mind. That it wasn't going to visit you this year. That you were going to be coming instead. Didn't you invite me? You wanted me to come here with you? Cove's eyes began to shake and she was frustration abated. I do want you to be around, but I don't know. It'd be like this. It's not the same, and nobody said anything. Yeah, duh, y'all. I can't even. Anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna end the episode there. I love you, my beautiful Voidian children, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.